In today's video, we're going to take a look at the champions of the FNCS Showdown Finals in North America. At first, I was thinking about doing this for Europe, but after the poll I posted a few days ago, a lot of you showed interest in this trio. We're going to take a look at Acorn, Pollo, and Ajers, how they won the early game against Peterbot, and how they managed to dominate almost every late game. And as always, if you want me to keep making these VOD reviews, I'd really appreciate a like. Alright, let's not waste any more time. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about the early game. As many of you already know, Peterbot's trio and Pollo's trio are landing at the same spot. Now, if we take a closer look at the results from this tournament, we can see they only lost one game. You're probably wondering, Jirx, how is it possible that they win so many early games? If we take a careful look at some of the landings, we can actually see where the problem starts. In the first game, for example, Ritual and Cold are landing much higher, they're way above. Meanwhile, Pollo, who is landing on the right side of the spot, finds a shotgun. And what does he do? He wastes no time. He immediately pushes and punishes Peterbot, who is still trying to open the main chest. Peterbot doesn't have a chance to defend himself properly, and Pollo eliminates him right away. After that, the entire fight is basically over. Once Peterbot is out and it's a 3-2, the fight for the spot is basically over. In the second game, something similar happens. The whole Peterbot trio lands worse than Pollo's trio. Peterbot has to jump to grab a weapon, and that takes about 2 seconds. Acorn uses that time to slide, grab an AR, and starts shooting at Peterbot, catching him by surprise. After Acorn takes down Peterbot and opens the main chest, the fight is almost over. And if you're wondering, you can also see how Pollo lands straight down, tries to grab an AR but misses it, and thanks to his quick movement and reaction time, he manages to escape safely. In this one, for example, both trios land well. At the main chest, it's a 2 versus 1 fight, and on the other side, it's a 1 versus 1. There's a small advantage for Pollo's team because they get the gun at main chest plus the mats. But where's the real mistake? Ritual starts shooting at the first player he sees at the main chest, and because he doesn't know who has the gun, Acorn takes advantage and punishes him. You can also see how Acorn looks up to grab the gun faster, and right away shoots Ritual, the one who actually had the gun. After that, he finishes Ritual and then Cold. So after watching these games, I can say that Acorn outplayed Peterbot's trio in many landings, and overall they just played better. Now, moving on to the loot path, we can see that the 3 players split the spot into 3 areas to loot it efficiently. Ajers focuses on the left side. After finishing the landing fight, Ajers starts looting from here and clears his whole area efficiently. He makes sure to grab all the chests and materials fast so he can be ready to rotate with this launch pad at the end. Acorn, on the other hand, goes to the right side. He controls almost the entire right area and rotates toward a secret spot that is under the main building. In this hidden area, there are some extra chests and materials. After looting this place, Acorn moves near the lake and then goes to this building to rotate toward the launch pad. Finally, Pollo loots the main spot. He grabs the main loot and focuses on the main buildings and the area around the spot. After finishing the main building, he usually goes to this small building, or sometimes rotates to the right side, depends if the sprite shrine is up there. This way, all 3 players cover different parts of the spot and help each other if something goes wrong. It's a really efficient loot path that makes them super strong in early game. Now, let's talk about the mid game. This trio mainly focuses on playing for objectives. From this spot, they can rotate to many different areas and get some really strong win conditions. The main objective in the mid game is the Academy Tech Lab, which is located down to the right of their spot. This spot is very important because it has a lot of strong loot. You can find different types of weapons and healing items here. Some of these items you can buy using gold, but many of them you can just pick up from the ground or from the chests. This makes the Tech Lab a key place to go if you want to have a higher chance of winning the game. After they finish looting the whole Tech Lab, they are ready to rotate using the Rift. This lets them start rotating quickly and safely to the next zone. Sometimes another trio might rotate close to your spot, and maybe you won't be able to go to the Tech Lab safely. If that happens, you can rotate to another Tech Lab, which is on the right side of Utopia City. With a good rotation and staying careful, you should be able to get there without any problems. Keep in mind that if the island spawns, their first priority will always be the island. You have to be ready because if it spawns close, they will go straight for it. The island gives you the invisibility medallion and a strong AR. But that's not all. The island also gives them a really good position for rotate and a great way to farm surge. So if the island spawns close to them, their main priority is the island. But maybe you are wondering, Jirx, what happens if island doesn't spawn, or if Tech Lab is not open? Or maybe I just want to play a little bit more standard. Well, in this game we can see the answer. After finishing looting their spot and seeing that neither the tech lab or the island spawns close, they decide to play in a more standard way. Since it's the last game, they don't want to take unnecessary risks early on. They rotate towards Utopia City and build a tower to try to get some surge, but no teams rotate nearby. That's when the situation becomes difficult because, as you know, in finals like this, having enough surge is very important. So they change their plan and play a bit more aggressive, rotating to the edge of the zone to look for teams rotating late or staying near the edge. They spot a pro-European team and manage to get some surge on them. Then they move to the mountain, where they find a team using the zipline and punish them. Pollo plays aggressively in this moment to secure the surge they need before going into late game. Now, let's take a look at the late game. Just like in the previous video, we'll try to focus on the most important things. There are thousands of things you could break down in a late game, but at least in this video, we'll focus on this one game, because this game is key to understanding why they're so good. The game starts with them rotating, using the mist gauntlets to move quickly into a good position. Acorn is paying close attention to zone because if the zone pulls far, he already has a plan. When the zone pulls, they instantly use their dashes, gauntlets, everything they have to move fast and get into position, because this could be the opportunity to take height, something we've talked about many times. Like I've said before, to win a tournament, you need to have height in at least most of the games. Playing mid or low layers consistently is extremely difficult in lobbies like this. But of course, it's not as easy as just going up and taking height. Like we see in this game, Pollo realizes that there's another trio that probably wants to go for height too. So what do? Instead of just spraying from afar, they apply pressure by moving closer. This forces the other team to be way more cautious because when a trio plays this aggressive, they're showing they have nothing to lose, and most of the time, they're confident. But the game continues, and the next zone doesn't pull towards them. Ajers takes this chance to look for beams on players down below, while Acorn keeps tarping and watching the layers underneath, always checking for anyone trying to sneak up from below. At one point, Acorn realizes it's impossible to go down safely, so he uses the gauntlets to rotate into the new zone. If you pay close attention, he does a little boost upwards, giving him a better angle and making it harder for enemies to track him while he's flying. Once he lands, he keeps tarping and pressuring players underneath. Then he sees that the next zone pulls to the opposite side, and it's very likely that someone will try to drop them down. So he instantly decides to claim the high ground on the hill ahead, getting himself in zone and creating a second height layer to hold the height. And just like he predicted, they try to chop out Ajers, but thanks to the gauntlets, Ajers can escape and avoid getting eliminated. At this point, it's something we've talked about many times already, but basically they hold height twice. In this case, Pollo goes down, trying to secure a kill. He follows Maz with the gauntlets, but realizes he can't finish him, so he decides to go back to zone. While Pollo is outside of the zone, Click's trio pushes up and tries to take height. They manage to take control for a moment, but Pollo decides that's not going to happen. He goes back up and full piece Clicks, taking him out and forcing Clicks' trio to drop down and give up height. Pollo then drops to low ground with Ajers, and they both use the gauntlets to go aggressive. They find Iamzo and eliminate him, but Higgs is still alive, and you need to understand, Higgs isn't just any player. He's a serious threat and could definitely clutch this game. Seeing that, Acorn makes the smart decision to go up the mountain, since he doesn't have any mats left. He knows he has to be careful because Higgs has a big advantage. Higgs tries to go up using the wings, claiming height and spamming builds with all the mats he got from the bodies. Acorn tries to chop him down in a few different ways, but can't quite make it happen. Now, knowing his teammates called out the loot below...
Alright, you go back to my truck. You didn't grab it, I don't think.
I don't think he got mine either. It's on my body.
Acorn makes his final play. Higgs realizes this is his only chance to win, so he goes all in, trying to eliminate Acorn. But Acorn perfectly outplays him with the wings, finishing this intense fight and securing the win, making Acorn, Pollo, and Ajers the winners. I hope you learned something new about competitive Fortnite. Thanks for watching.